Welcome back to Travis Teaches Guitar. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about frustration when it comes to playing these things. As a guitar player, you're going to go through ups and downs with this. Everybody does, and everybody deals with it in different ways. The thing is that you can't let it overwhelm you. Okay, and this the frustration I'm talking about is that a lot of us, you just want to play. You have a dream or a goal in mind, and your fingers just don't seem to do what you want them to do. They do something different. You have good days, and you have days where you're like, the fingers don't even feel like they're a part of you. They don't do anything. They're like disobedient little children. And it can be frustrating if you let it be, and it can be the type of thing that will make you quit. Could make you quit if that's the way you are. But let that frustration drive you into greater rather than driving you to quit. Because I don't think anybody starts the guitar and has the intention to quit. But I also think that people don't really realize what getting involved with the guitar is all about. It's not just all stars and lights and girls and all that. Some of it is that, but it's not all that. It's not even close to all that. A lot of it is just sitting at home practicing. You watch other people, you start to feel good, like you're knowing something. You go see somebody play that's way better than you, and then you're like, oh, and then it's a roller coaster. It goes up and down, and we all go through it. We all run into these people that it seems like they're born with the guitar, but they're really not. I've been fortunate enough to be around some of the best guitar players that I've ever seen in my life, whether on TV or in real life up on the stage. I have the extreme pleasure that I've gotten to know some of these people. So, but what I've also known is knowing these people that I've gleaned some of their secrets too, and that has helped me along the way. And the biggest thing is about the practice and just coping and learning. You would think, let me share a story. I was talking to a guy, and all these guys was way better than me, especially at this time. I was just starting out on my fingerstyle journey, and I could do okay at home, but you put me up in front of people, and it wasn't pretty, because I'd be shaking. Because this stuff is not like 3-chord songs. It's it's hard stuff. So I get up with 5 or 6 of these guys, and we all do 3 or 4 songs, and I would be a bundle of nerves going in. I would just sit backstage and practice as much as I could right before we went on. And then I would hear one of the guys play some of the same material I did. So he preceded me. So that just made it worse. But so I would go up there and do my plink. I would go through with it because I was committed to doing it. So I would go through with it. So I guess that was a win in that column. But at the time, it felt like a loss to me. So I would talk to this guy, and he would just tell me, give me little pointers and things. And I admired this guy so much, and I asked him, how is it that you know all these songs and you're so smooth? And he kind of looked at me and he says, you think I don't practice? Well, I don't assume you don't practice. It seems like some people come by it easier. He says, listen, before I even take out one of these songs on the public, I practice it for at least a year, and I make sure I know it like the back of my hand. And I was like, oh, okay, because I feel a little bit better because of stuff that I've been taking up there. Maybe I would know it a couple months. I certainly didn't know it for a year. So if I knew ahead of time to polish it for a year, then I'd feel a lot more confident, and I'd be a little bit more comfortable, and I could pull it off like I was pulling it off at home. So his words always would help me in recognizing my own frustrations and your own expectation of yourself, that you might be just expecting too much at one time, because this is a long journey and it's not a sprint, and there's a lot of things about it to learn, whether it's in theory or just getting your hand to learn certain techniques and things, this hand or this hand. And just when you think that you know something, you realize you don't know anything at all. So just if you feel that frustration come on, just put the guitar down. Go get inspired by somebody, one of your favorite guitar players. You know, sometimes that's a good idea, sometimes it's not, because sometimes it'll make the frustration and make you realize, oh, I cannot play anything at all. Sometimes it will have an opposite effect, but just go try. And if that does not work, go do something else. If you draw or you do whatever, just go get your mind off of it. Come back, and trust me, you'll feel like playing again. Don't try to tackle stuff that is too hard for you to do in the beginning. Just play what you can, recognize where you need the work, and sharpen up those skills. And then it's all good. And then you will go from little by little, and pretty soon, you know, that bar never, it's always going to keep raising and raising and raising as far as you want to go. You're never going to meet that. So that's another thing that I know. We'll talk about that later. So for now, just don't get so frustrated. Understand it's part of the journey, and just keep practicing. Until next time.